Absolutely. Like I said, every fight, you got to have a special story. You can put together a boxing card like a lot of these guys with no storylines, guys that no one cares about, nothing interesting, and then you become average. But we like to look for those special stories, and they're out there if you look, and Saul was a special story. How often do you find a guy that shoots up to 8-0, fights for a junior WBC title, and then gets a shoulder injury that takes him out of the sport for the next 7 years, doctors tell him he can never fight again, comes back, gets a shoulder operation, rehab, he sees all these fights in his area, and now he's returning to the place that he was 8-0 at when he started. It's magical to some extent, and you can't help but root for a guy like that. The card itself, and all these cards that have happened out here in the Central Valley, have very quality bouts and have stories behind them. Andy, as you know, is on his quest to become the first Mexican heavyweight champion in the world. He's 28-0. You can go down the boxing list. There's nobody else like that near him, that skill set, that level, those faster hands. He has a real chance at doing this. So it's special that we have this guy coming through the Central Valley on his way, which I feel he's going to be a world champion at some point. So definitely a special fight there.
Potential Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. He's fighting a guy that hasn't lost in 7 years. He's 9-0, also on Saturday night. So there'll be some fireworks. He's going to let his hands go. Absolutely. And he's going to let his hands go, definitely. That's one thing that fight will have, is these heavyweights are going to throw. So, outside of that, you have Daniel Valdivia, a product of the Central Valley, 11-0, 9 knockouts. Just got done, being Canelo's main sparring partner for 3 weeks. How often do you find stories like that, fighters like that come into a fight with that kind of background? So absolutely. And he lives in Tulare and trains in Lemoore, where the fight's at, of all places. He's a hometown guy. It's his town, basically, he's fighting in. And like I said, we always look for that kid that we want to, give a chance to or break out. You got Bryan Lua, decorated amateur, ranked #1 on and off the last 3 years. He's fought both of the Olympians, that fought on NBC this year, beat one of them, lost to the other. Just was too young to make an Olympic run. He wasn't old enough. Just turned 18, 100 wins, 10 national titles. We get a chance to see a very elite amateur turn pro here in the Central Valley. How do you beat that?